Hey you! If you're enjoying Skyline REM and want to help make it happen, you can apply to join our backstage team in the description of this video. If you don't have the time or means, don't sweat it. Subscribe, leave a like, and enjoy the video instead.
Ugh, this is so boring.
That's community service for you.
We're not even servicing the community. We're just sweeping a random street like idiots. Forget that. I wouldn't even do this if someone paid me.
You're never gonna serve out your sentence if you keep complaining about every job we find.
I'd rather they just arrest me again.
Well, what the heck is that?
Something more interesting than this. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen of Arrowin, it's a pleasure to have you here today. I come bearing gifts from abroad and exciting opportunities, especially for those who believe themselves to be strong and capable adversaries.
Just fake it. I only know how to pull myself apart. I never thought I'd go this far, but I hope the spark is over now. Run away, out of time. Find a place where I can never hide. I let it run, change, or even strive.
You peer through the crowd curiously to view the commotion in the center. Several unfamiliar guards stand protectively around two figures. One of them is a tall, lean man with pale blonde hair, which he wears in a ponytail down his back. He has these saturated lavender eyes which cut through his long bangs. His clothing is professional for the most part. He's clad in a white suit, red cape, and gray slacks. The most intimidating portion of this man's garb would be the black metallic armor he wears over his left hand, with sharp claws that extend past the lengths of his fingers. With him is a hooded figure who stands slightly shorter than you. You can't make out many of their features, but you can vaguely see the grayish hues of their skin. They seem sickly, and the sun refracts off of their flesh with a harsh glare. Ellis, what the heck's going on here? Shush! She shushes you. Just listen to this, moron! You turn back to the commotion as the guards step aside and allow the blonde man to stride forward. He holds out his arms with a glint in his eyes. Ladies and gentlemen of Arrowin, it's a pleasure to have you here today. I come bearing gifts from abroad, an exciting opportunity, especially for those who believe themselves strong and capable adversaries. Allow me to introduce myself. My name's Conrad, and I hail from the neighboring kingdom of Olden. Immediately, the crowd begins to whisper with one another in alarm. Did he say Olden? That can't be good, can it? Hang on, let's give him a chance to speak first. The man puts up his hands. Now, dearest citizens, I understand how concerning this may appear. However, I come here to your humble kingdom in peace. I present these opportunities and gifts to you as a gesture of good faith. He snaps his fingers. The more petite, hooded figure walks to his side. and another guard appears to hold up a leather sack with a golden symbol embroidered across the front. With permission, we've brought a handful of our military-grade golems to your city to propose a challenge. Calling any mages, guards, hunters, or fighters, we give you the chance to test your mettle against our technology in a tournament bracket, which we will hold in the windswept woods. Ooh, a tournament? But that sounds awesome! And for the lucky soul who manages to fight their way through all 3 brackets, they shall be rewarded handsomely for their integrity, honor, and strength in battle. He motions to the leather sack in the hands of the guard. Considering how wealthy the Kingdom of Olden is, I assure you that handsomely is not an understatement. However, we don't plan on making this easy for you. The final bracket will feature one of our strongest golems to date. The smaller figure reaches up to the clasp on their cloak before dramatically removing it. Huh? The figure appears to be a young man. However, his composition confuses you. What appears to be skin is light gray, almost entirely smooth to the naked eye. His piercing yellow eyes look across the crowd emptily as he stands completely still. He has pure white hair and is dressed in rather simple attire. Allow me to introduce you to Geo, Conrad states as he motions to the golem. If anyone manages to defeat it, the promised reward is theirs. Wait, that thing's a golem? It looks just like a person! We look forward to seeing you in the windswept woods, Conrad smiles. If there are any interested parties present in this crowd, feel free to speak to our event organizer Ophelia for more details in your participation pass. Good luck, and to the rest of you, good day. Conrad turns his back on the crowd as they applaud his speech. Geo, the golem, follows him, and Olden guards surround the two quickly as many members of the crowd rush forward to sign up for the tournament. Whoa. Olden? What the heck? And golem? And did you get all that? You approach Ellis with the news excitedly. I didn't know golems could look like people, you comment. That guy looks sick! What did you think, Alice? You tilt your head as she doesn't respond. Alice? You wave your hand in front of her face. She continues to stare at the Olden guards. Her eyes slowly start to glitter as she fully processes all of the information presented to her. Uh-oh. She grabs your shoulders without any warning. Did you see the size of that sack of money, Rex? She exclaims. Coming from Olden, there could be hundreds of copper, no, silver in that bag. What, seriously? That much for just beating a couple of golems? Olden is undoubtedly the richest kingdom in all of Mythos, Alice explains. Her hands tighten their grip around your shoulders. If we managed to get our hands on that much money, we'd be set for months. She glares at you seriously and lowers her head. We're getting that cash prize, Rex. Well, what about community service? Screw community service! She waves her hand. I'll service the community by single-handedly taking out those 3 Olden metalheads! She lets go of you. There's too much money on the line for me to give a crap about sweeping some random street. Besides, what's the point of sweeping it? It's just gonna get dirty again. Hey, that's what I said! However, you shake your head and refocus yourself. Even if we don't get the money, it sounds like a cool challenge, right? You ask. I wonder what that last golem can do that makes it so special. Dunno, don't care. I'm gonna knock its gears out. She grins. Where's that organizer person? Those coins are as good as mine. I mean, ours. I think she was somewhere over here? Let's look around. Crap, he pointed to them. I don't know where he pointed. Was it over here? I think it was this person. Hello? You join a number of the other members of the crowd in creating a messy line. At the front of the line, a young woman with dark brown hair and chestnut eyes stands with 2 Olden guards and a clipboard in her grip. She uses an exquisite pearlescent quill to write down the necessary information about the participants. Next, she calls out in a stern and powerful voice. You and Alice rush forward. That's us! We're next! Names? The woman asks. I'm Alice. Alice motions to herself. And he's Rex. She notes down both of your names. How old are you? What is this, a job interview? Alice asks. Old enough to fight golems? Is there usually an age limit for that? You'd be surprised. The woman sighs. She jots down some more information on her clipboard. Alright. She turns the clipboard around to face the two of you. If you both could confirm with a check mark next to your name that you agree to the terms of the tournament, and will not hold the Kingdom of Olden liable for any permanent damages. Wait, what? Yeah, whatever. Alice waves her hand at the woman. She snatches the quill and puts a checkmark next to your name and hers. You stare at her in utter horror. Wonderful. The woman takes the clipboard away before you have a chance to protest. In that case, if you'd both please hold out your wrists, I can offer you both your participant passes. Well, Alice, why'd you do that? Don't tell me you want to back out before you've even gotten our passes. Alice rolls her eyes. You hold out your wrists to the woman, who takes an ink stamp and presses it into your skin. A small mark appears on your flesh, illustrating a stereotypical golem face. There. Those are your passes. Make sure the ink doesn't smudge and it remains legible for security, the woman explains. Yeah, no problem. Since you just started, you'll be admitted into the featherweight bracket, she continues. Featherweight! Alice exclaims. What are you trying to say, huh? Calm yourself, she sighs in return. I don't mean any offense. That's just the name of our lowest class of golems. You'll fight your way through the classes until you reach heavyweight. And, that's the Geo guy or something? Right? Correct, she nods. If you manage to complete the heavyweight bracket, you'll claim the grand prize. Ain't no if about it, Alice crosses her arms. We're getting that prize. And I wish you both the best of luck. Brackets will be held in the windswept woods, and participants will be called up by name when it is time for their fight. See you there. Alright. Let's go head over, Alice. Ugh, sounds wicked. Fight some golems, beat up some guys, get lost. Wait, what's the way to the windswept woods again? Alright. Yo! What? Yo! Yo!
Hey! What are you? Hi! Hi! This is my energetic response!
What's up?
Hi!
Did you hear about the competition? Rex excitedly asks as he looks at Lily. His eyes drift to the side, where he suddenly notices Fenris. He recalls his last encounter with the man and immediately grows sheepish. Hey.
Hello, young man.
Fenris rolls his eyes at the dread.
You know, I should have expected you to be here. This sort of thing does seem right up your alley.
Oh, so you heard the speech?
I caught the last bit. But I think I caught it. Fight some golems, win some cash.
I swear to Unity, if you plan on getting in the way of me getting that prize...
I do not plan on getting in the way. Honest. Sorry. Fenris and I were actually just interested in something else entirely.
She argues in her defense. Fenris nods.
You must have seen that final golem, Geo, right?
Sure. What about it?
Fenris wants to try and study Geo. And I'm pretty interested in learning more about him, too.
He did look kind of weird for a golem, huh?
Golems aren't normally constructed to have some human features. Therefore, I'm inclined to believe that there is more to his conception than meets the eye. Well, why don't we all go and check out the fighting and the golems together?
I don't care what you want to do as long as you stay out of my way. Sure, I'm down. Alice and I need to head to the windswept woods as it is. You guys can tag along as moral support. And if you did manage to find out more about the final golem, I wouldn't mind getting the inside scoop too. If I'm gonna fight that guy, I wanna know what I'm up against.
It's a deal. I'm not so sure how I feel about sharing such information with him, Lily.
Fenris whispers to Lily.
I don't want him burning Geo before I've had a chance to study him. That probably won't happen.
We're wasting time here. Alice taps her foot irritably. Come on, Rex! Oh, right. Rex nods to her before turning back to Lily and Fenris. You guys ready to head out?
Yeah, sure. I'm right behind you.
Cool. Which way was the woods? I got turned around again.
This way.
This way. This way? This
Yes.
way. Oh,
You're making me doubt myself now.
this way? The competition! It sounds cool! And there's a lot of money!
That explains a bit. Okay.
Well, Alice did say cash. You said cash.
Yeah.
We all said cash.
I get it, but I mean, it explains the heavy excitement.
Well, money is nice. Also, fighting's cool. I can't wait to beat up some golems, test my ability, show off how strong I am.
That's fair. I prefer my fights where I'm guaranteed money. Hence the profession.
Well, I win. I can win. Hello, Mr. Tree. This one just looks so special.
It's like leaning.
Yeah.
This whole area is pretty nice. Every time I come through, it makes me feel calm. Until I get to the woods, and then I'm getting attacked.
It always takes half the day to get there, though.
Yeah. I mean, that's what, it takes when the city is so big.
And the entrance of the city is on the complete opposite side, and that just happens to be where we live.
Yeah.
So it's always so far to come out to places like this.
Yeah, but it's a joyful experience.
Well, yeah. Walk's nice. Even after the 10th time, it's still nice. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, they got people holding off the woods. As you reach the entrance to the windswept woods, you find your path blocked by 2 Olden guards. They hold their arms out to create a barrier between you and the woods. These woods have been reserved for the old Golem tournament, sponsored by the Kingdom of Olden, one of the guards explains. No, duh. Alice crosses her arms. Why else would he be here? For the view?
Well, I mean, the woods are really pretty.
Are you all participating in the tournament? The other guard asks. Alice and I are. Rex motions to the 2 of them. The guards hold out their hands. Passes, please, one of them demands. Oh, yeah. Rex and Alice reveal their stamps on their wrists, much to the satisfaction of the guards. They next look to Fenris and Lily. What about you 2? They're not participating. They're in a cheer sign. That's okay, right? The guards glance at one another before one of them sighs. Doesn't break any rules, so I suppose it's fine. But don't interfere in any of the fighting brackets and don't tamper with the golems, understood?
You got it. No tampering here.
Good. One of the guards deigns. In that case, you're free to go in. Good luck, you 2. They say to Alice and Rex. You're gonna need it if you manage to get to the heavyweight bracket. Is it really that hard? Hard doesn't even begin to describe it. Oh no!
Well, is there anything particular about Geo that makes him such a difficult opponent?
That's for these 2 to find out, a guard says before crossing their arms.
You don't have any insight on the matter?
I'm afraid such insight's confidential.
Figures.
The guards both step aside to allow you 4 to enter the windswept woods. Welcome to the tournament, one says to you all. Thanks, you 2. Why'd I say that? He's already here. Why did I say you 2? I could have just said thanks. Oh.
Is that confidence wavering?
No. All right, just because one guy said it was hard, you can't can't be that hard.
I think your glorious victory is awaiting you. Yeah. You were so excited before, you know.
I'm still excited. Thank you very much. All right.
Oh,
come on.
I'm practically pushing you down the path.
Come on,
right
come
now.
on, come on. Huh?
Oh.
The captains? You notice two familiar faces standing among the congregation of Vanguard members. Captain Lane and the Admiral speak with some of their underlings casually. Or the Admiral does, at least. Her face is adorned with a scowl as she tears into Lane and the other guards. While I won't fault your interest in the supposed grand prize, need I remind you that as members of the Aegean Vanguard, you represent this city and its citizens, she states. Do not allow these olden soldiers to see you sweat. And do not disappoint me.
Yes, Admiral.
The guards all salute her respectfully. Yes, Admiral. Lane mutters under his breath. As the rest of the guards begin to scatter, the Admiral puts one hand to stop Lane in his tracks. Captain Lane, she addresses him. Lane rubs the back of his head. Yes? You realize that those expectations apply to you as well, yes? Even more so than the others. Right. Good. Then I expect you'll perform to your utmost capabilities without faulting in any way. You know, even minor mistakes won't go unnoticed. If you were to trip during a fight, I could only imagine what that would do to morale. On second thought, good choice. Huh. Okay. Not even...
Glad we-
Huh.
Uh,
Who's... Oh. You glance around the area and notice a couple more familiar faces amid the crowds. Dell and Presley are standing under a tree near one of the bracket arenas.
Come on, you don't have any advice for me. I know you were watching my fight closely, Dell.
Presley says with a smile.
I'm your squad leader, Hayes. It's my job to monitor your progress. So, what'd you think? Your form was sloppy, and I know you weren't taking your fight seriously. You were messing around the entire time. What's wrong with having a little fun with the construct? You're a hunter.
Dell massages her temple.
You're not an entertainer. Well, if that's what you think, then why don't you join the tournament? Because I don't care to prove myself to these people. I know how good I am. I'm above this sort of useless competition. Maybe you'll be singing a different tune when I get that grand prize.
Isn't that your squad leader?
Shh. Go quickly without a peep. Without a peep.
Huh. And, oh. You pause as a couple of nearby mages catch your eye. They're gathered together in groups of 3 or 4, each one waving around a wand or staff in excitement.
Did you see how I destroyed that golem? You didn't stand a chance against my ice spikes.
That was nothing. I shut that thing down with a single lightning spell.
What about when I jumped in with a couple of my summons? It was a 5 versus 1. I'll admit, I was a little nervous to use magic in front of all those olden guards. I can tell whenever I cast spells, they look at me weird.
They'll just have to manage. It's not your fault. You're just taking advantage of your strengths in combat.
I guess so. Anyway, my next fight is starting in any second. I've got to go head to that welterweight section.
That's a lot of people here.
Oh, yeah, I'm actually surprised by how many are just
A lot
here.
of competition. So, that's Vanguard members. That's, what, hunters?
Yeah.
Even mages. Everyone's
you'll
here.
fit right in! You'll fit right in!
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right. This'll be easy as hey. Easy as pie. You stare in awe at the dozens of smaller arenas scattered around the woods. Each arena has an olden guard spotting it, and a mechanical creature waiting inactive in the center. A couple of coordinators shout from the entrances next to the arenas. Wesley, it's time for your first fight in the bracket. Is there a Wesley Rider? Tara Evans, we're ready for your next fight. Is there an Ellis anywhere here? Ellis jolts up. Ah, I didn't do anything! Chill, Ellis. It's probably just about your fight. Oh. Yeah. She nods quickly. You're right. Whew. Fenris leans over to whisper to Lily.
Her instinct upon hearing someone call her name is to argue her innocence. What kind of people are you hanging out with? I think it's just an inside joke. Probably.
I'd better scram, Alice decides as she stretches an arm across her chest. Good luck, Alice! Rex shouts after her. I don't need luck. I've got this. Alice cracks her knuckles and rushes off to meet with the person calling her. Alright, so now I have an arena ready for Rex. Is there a Rex around here? Rex looks around the area quickly. Hi, yeah, I'm Rex, he calls out. A guard standing close to your group's left waves Rex over to the arena. Right over here, sir.
You're up, Rex. Break a leg.
Thanks. Rex smiles back at her. It shouldn't take too long. We'll catch up when I'm out. Fenris crosses his arms as his gaze wanders around the landscape for any sign of something interesting.
Sure thing. See you around.
Oh, where am I getting waved over? Alright, here we go. Fight time. Big fight time. Ooh, you're big. You are very tall. You are large. Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, heck yeah. Yeah, let's do this. Okay. Big guy. Okay. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Okay. You hit hard. Oh, whoa. Okay, buddy. Okay. That's all right. We're doing okay. We're doing great. Yeah. Yeah. You like that? Woohoo! Okay. We're doing all right so far. So good. Oh, whoa. Okay, bad. We're doing bad. He is bad. Go, stop. Ah! What do you mean featherweights? Ow! This is a weaker golem? You have to weigh like 5 times more than me. I've been hit by freight trains gentler than you. Jeez! You don't even stay on fire for long. Stop slamming the ground. I don't like it. Go down. How many hits do you take? He's so beefy. I set myself on fire. How am I supposed to hurt metal? Okay. Break! It's not breaking! Oh, this guy. Huh? You pant in exhaustion as the golem falls to the ground. The small crowd that formed around you cheers in excitement at your victory. You wipe your brow and wince at your injuries. Rex has defeated the featherweight golem! He moves on to the next bracket! The announcers shout. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, jeez. That was just the first fight? Several guards from outside the arena rush onto the platform. They brush by you and grab at the golem to escort it away and collect the parts from off the ground. Meanwhile, an overseer approaches you and places a hand on your shoulder.
Good fight. You're not looking too hot. Are you in any pain?
I'm feeling sore. But, it's no biggie. There's a bench just outside the arena. Go out there and take a seat, the overseer explains. We'll have someone come over to help you with your wounds shortly. Sure. Thanks. Oh. Hold on. Ah! Go out. Water's, we'll hope for the best. My bones hurt. I'm hurting in places I didn't know could hurt. This is new pain. Don't you look terrible? Your head shoots up at the sound of the familiar, pompous voice. Vincent stands in front of you with his hands on his hips and an unimpressive... Sorry, I better retake this one. Don't you look terrible? Your head shoots up at the sound of the familiar, pompous voice. Vincent stands in front of you with his hands on his hips and an unimpressed expression on his face. Oh, great. What the heck are you doing here? I'm just observing the festivities, he shrugs. But I'll admit, I didn't think I'd find any suitable entertainment among these people. Seeing you struggle against the first round of opponents was fairly humorous. Whatever. You glance toward his wrist curiously, only to notice that he doesn't have a trace on his skin. You smirk. If it's that easy, why don't you try fighting it? Or did you not enter the tournament because you were too scared to lose and look bad in front of everyone? Vincent turns red in embarrassment. Don't be ridiculous. If I had the power to participate in this competition, then I would. But... Unfortunately, my father told me I wasn't allowed. He crosses his arms. I was disqualified for being a prince, it looks like. So I'm only here to watch. Too bad. You stick your tongue out at him. You should consider it lucky, he counters. If I were able to take part in this tournament, I would have already won their cash prize. Not that I need it, of course. He tosses his bags with an air of superiority. Yeah, right. You probably wouldn't even be able to beat the first round. You think I'd struggle against it like you did? Nice injuries, by the way. Yeah, okay, well that thing is a lot tougher than it looks, you try to argue. Or maybe you're just not as good as you think you are. Don't worry. We all have to come to grips with the truth at some point. What, like the truth that you're an insufferable jerk? More like the truth that you're beneath me. Is that what you tell your brother when you tell him about me? You smirk. His jaw tightens. Wipe that smirk off your face before I smack it off. Yeah, I'd like to see you try. Sorry for keeping you waiting. A woman's voice cuts through your argument. You and Vincent both glance up towards the voice in confusion. Your eyes widen in surprise. London wipes her brow and smiles at you both. Oh, hello again, Rex. I didn't know that you would be participating in this event. London? Hang on. You know the High Priestess in training! Vincent straightens up and stares down at you in shock. Sure I do. She helped me contact Reina a month ago, or something. You shrug your shoulders. Vincent seems at a loss for words as he sputters. But, you... How... What are you doing here, London? I've been working at helping tend to the participants' wounds after their fights, she says as she walks to your side and sits next to you. These olden golems can pack quite the punch if you're not careful. Yeah, you could say that again. You smile at her. How are you feeling, Rex? Any pain or soreness? She asks. Nothing too bad. I'm good, really. She places a hand over one of your injuries. Her other hand goes up to her golden choker, and she closes her eyes. The irritation from your wound slowly starts to fade away until your injury vanishes entirely. You stare at the spot in amazement. Oh, I keep forgetting how awesome that is, you murmur at her. She giggles. Well, Vincent cuts in, I'd expect nothing less from Miss Remington. After all, it's only natural that her power is as noticeable as her beauty and radiance. You glare at him in anger. You! Prince Vincent! London's cheeks flush as she giggles gently. Well, I appreciate the compliments. I'm in the middle of a job. Perhaps we may talk more later? She holds up a hand and politely shoos him away. He straightens up. Of course, Mrs. Remington. I didn't mean to interrupt. Such a thing would be entirely uncouth. I will just continue to watch over the rest of the festivities. You blink in shock as Vincent departs. You turn back to London. Yeah, I've never seen that guy actually listen to another person besides himself. London laughs. I could tell by your expression that he was bothering you, she explains. I hope you don't mind me interfering with your business. No, you shake your head quickly. I don't mind. Your face feels warm as she continues to sweetly tend to you, and your smile grows gleefully. You hold back your giddy excitement and try to stay cool. So, what have you been up to lately? Oh, not much. She waves away the question. I've continued my duties as normal. She looks around the tournament area. I've been watching the fights all day, and it's rather interesting, she admits. There are some who can clear the first two brackets easily, and others who seem to struggle. Huh, weird. I didn't struggle at all, you say awkwardly. However, no one has managed to last longer than a minute against the final golem, Geo, she says. You sweat a bit. I bet I could take him. Your confidence never ceases to amaze me, she states. Then again, you've proven time and time again that you are capable of things that others would consider impossible. Perhaps luck and unity will be on your side. She winks at you. After a moment, she steps away. All right, your injuries should all be healed now. Feeling better? Feeling great! Thanks, London. Of course. It's my pleasure. She remains quiet and just stares at you before shaking her head. I'm sorry, she apologizes. But I wanted to ask, perhaps you'd like to look around the tournament with me before your next match? I don't have any more fighters to tend to at the moment. Would you— Yes! Yeah, totally. I would like that. So where are we going? Like, are there cool spots to check out? Like, do we see other fights or something? Or like, maybe there's like a cool spot with like a tent or a picnic. Oh.
Hi.
Maylee waves at Rex and London as she walks over to them.
There you are. And London. What are you doing here?
She's just here to help people heal after their fights. It's nice to see you again, Lily. London smiles at her. Lily gives a respectful nod before turning back to Rex.
How'd the fight go?
It was fine. Rex grins awkwardly. He had minimal injuries. He did better than some of the other participants. Yeah, of course I did. You know me. I never lose. That fight was an easy win. He puts his hands on his hips confidently.
Right.
And then turns away for a moment to adjust her outfit. Rex leans over to whisper to Lily. The fight was not easy at all! She shouts at her. I'm freaking out! What the heck does Olden do to those golems to make them so strong? I was level 1! He hangs his head. I don't know how I'm gonna handle the next matches. Now that I know that London is... He pauses and glances back at London. Lily stares at him in confusion before realization strikes.
Oh. Right.
Rex doesn't respond and suddenly nods to Lily. London turns back to both of you with a smile. She sits quietly next to Rex in order to listen to your conversation. Oh yeah! Rex tries to save face in front of London. Cash prize, totally mine! Lily considers the situation and brings her hand to her chin.
Don't worry about it too much. You've got this, Rex. You'll be fine as long as you keep a cool head.
Gotcha. Cool head. Fine.
Actually, speaking of the tournament, I wanted to ask you something.
What's up?
Well, Fenris and I are still trying to figure out how Geo works. But every time I try to talk to him, I can't even get close. I could use your help with that. Since you're a participant, you should have no problem getting around.
Well, I don't know about that.
I really want to get to the bottom of this. I think you could help.
I mean, I get it. I just don't know what I could do. These guys just call me to my fight arena, and then I'm not buddy-buddy with them enough to go where I please.
Then maybe we'll have to take more of an illicit approach?
What? How so? No. London shakes her head. Back up for a moment. Illicit approach.
Well, I mean, we could try to cause a distraction to keep the guards away. Well, that way that we could talk to Geo without any interference.
Don't you think that's a bit too far? This isn't just some heroin competition. These are olden guards we're talking about. Maybe the only choice we have if we want to talk to Geo.
Well, that Conrad guy seems to keep him on a short leash. And he's a jerk, so I wouldn't mind going behind his back for this.
This is crazy. London disagrees. You two seriously only know how to cause trouble, don't you? Trouble's fun. Rex grins at her. I know you think the same way. Be quiet! She hisses at you with a pout.
Promise you won't tell anyone, London?
London hesitates, looking between the two of you, worried. She bites her lips and grapples with the decision before huffing. All right, fine. I won't say anything. But if you're seriously going through with this plan of yours, then I'm going to help you with it.
But you're what?
Lily blinks at her. Rex's jaw drops. You want to help us. Don't get the wrong idea, she sputters. It's just so you don't mess things up and get it right. All right then. Let's go team. In fact, I may already have an idea on how to distract these guards.
You do?
Lily blinks again, but faster. Yeah, that was fast. Follow me? London winks at you both. Yeah, lead the way.
Seriously. Less work for us to do.
Huh. Oh, what's sneaky?
You have to be sneakier.
That was a very sneaky dive, I'll let you know.
That was not a sneaky time. That was I'm gonna rip you on location time.
Well, I needed the oomph to get the jump and stick the landing.
Oh, was the scream necessary?
Yes, it gives you the oomph.
No, it does not.
It does. You should try it sometimes. I scream in every one of my fights, and it's a very manly thing to do.
Yeah, keep telling yourself that.
Ah! You all walk over to an unmanned arena where a single golem stands at the very center. The golem's head is down, and it appears to be inactive. London climbs up into the arena, although she struggles due to her coat and her veil. Ah! She stumbles over the fence and hisses to herself. Oh, stupid heels! She brushes herself off and approaches the golem. You watch as she reaches into some of its inner machinations and fiddles around with her tongue out. London? Do you know what you're doing? Not at all, she shakes her head. I'm not a tinker or anything, and I have no idea how this works. All I know is that these pieces right here feel important. She pulls out a couple of gears and metal plates triumphantly. In an instant, she tosses the pieces into the bushes nearby. She climbs back over the fence to meet up with both of you.
You're strangely good at sneaking around like this.
Am I? I didn't notice. She laughs nervously before shaking her head. Listen, when I start to shout, you two need to focus on trying to blend back in with the crowds. Are you gonna be alright? Don't worry about me. I can take things from here. I promise.
Okay. Thanks for your help, London.
Now, I can't promise this will buy you a whole lot of time. They're gonna wisen up sooner or later.
That's fine. We'll try to make it quick.
Alright then. In that case, get ready to blend in. London stands up and walks around to the other side of the arena. She smooths her hair out of her eyes and adjusts her clothes to look normal before putting on a show for the crowd. She looks up towards the injured golem and gasps. Hey, what are you doing? She shouts at an invisible culprit. Stop right there! Instantly, you notice several guards and citizens glance at London. She observes the numbers. She's distracted. Someone, quickly! A man just tampered with that golem and ran away! The guards rush to London's side. One breaks off from the troop to investigate the golem. It's been damaged, they confirm to their colleagues. Can you explain what happened, High Priestess in training? Another asks her. I saw a man right up there. He pulled some components out of that golem and then just ran away. What did they look like? You notice a crowd begins to form as London continues her tall tale. Now's your chance. He was tall, dark hair, and he didn't have a stamp on his wrist from what I saw. He had lighter clothes and a lot of jewelry, and I could tell because all his pendants made a bunch of noise as he ran. Anything else? The guards ask London. Oh, I don't know. It all happened so fast. I didn't get a good look at him. She fans herself. What a horrible act.
Let's go, Rex.
Yep, right. Blended the crowd.
Suspicious.
Well, okay, well, when you're sneaking around, you need a theme song. It makes the sneaking even better.
We're not sneaking, we're
That's the only way
blending.
you know the sneaking.
We're blending.
All right, where are we going?
I got turned around because while you're sneaking. This way.
All right.
Is there a theme song for blending?
Da-do, 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 da-do.
I was being so sarcastic.
Oh.
No, it's okay. Continue.
Nah,
It's good.
this ruined. Where is it? Where?
Ba-do, 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 ba-do-do.
Is that him?
Yes.
You!
Hey.
The mysterious golem stands in the middle of a field of flowers. He slowly kneels to observe one in particular, a vibrant pink tulip. He reaches out and picks the flower up off the ground, holding it directly in front of him curiously. He spins the flower between his thumb and index finger, before carefully placing it back down into the grass. He tries to prop it up so that it stands tall again, but it keeps falling over. He makes continuous attempts until Lily steps forward and clears her throat to interrupt him.
Excuse me?
The golem glances back at you both and abandons the flower. He stands up and turns to you fully.
Hello.
He greets you simply and precisely. Rex waves at him with a grin on his face. The golem just stares at his gesture. Okay, no waving. Noted.
Do you need something?
He asks.
I'm under strict instruction to limit my communication with citizens of Erwin. My apologies.
Lily blinks at this information before shaking her head to readjust her focus back on track.
I just wanted to ask you a couple of questions. Is that all right with you?
He holds his gaze. Was that a yes or no?
I'm waiting for you to ask your questions. I cannot accurately predict if they are questions I can answer until I hear them. Right.
Lily nods slowly. She opens her mouth to speak, but seems to be at a loss for words.
So,
Her brow furrows as she tries to think of what to ask. She doesn't know what questions to start from, but considering she has limited time, she quickly decides that she just needs to say anything.
I wanted to come over here also because I saw you watching me earlier.
The golem reacts to this information by steadily shifting his stance.
Yes, you're the one I was looking at.
He answers her honestly.
Why?
The golem hesitates. He points up at her ears.
I was interested in the contraption on your head.
She brings her hands up to the ears in surprise.
Oh. Did you make it yourself? No, I didn't. A friend made them. This friend must be quite talented. There was care put behind the craftsmanship.
Niley smiles.
Yeah, he's a very talented engineer. He came to this tournament too, but not to participate. He was actually interested in learning more about you. What should we call you? Conrad referred to you as Geo. Is that right?
The golem nods.
My title is Geo.
Alright, Geo it is.
Do you mind if I ask how you work, Geo? I do not understand the question. What are you specifically trying to ask? Well, I mean, you're obviously far more advanced than other golems at the tournament. Correct. Why is that?
He blinks and looks down at the ground.
I'm not fully certain. Therefore, I'm afraid I cannot answer that question. My own functionality in comparison to the other golems is an enigma to even myself. My apologies. However, I would be happy to answer your questions if I do have the means to.
He looks back up at you both. His arms continue to rest at his side, while there's a slight metallic glint in his eyes now as the conversation progresses.
All right, then. Maybe you could start with just confirming or denying a couple of theories? I heard some professors from the University of Erwin hypothesizing about your construction. One of them said that you could be partially organic rather than entirely synthetic. Is that accurate? No.
He shakes his head. Yeah, that tracks.
All right. Another one thought that maybe you were fueled by sunlight, which could be absorbed through the hair on top of your head. What do you think about that? That is also inaccurate in relation to me. Although there are golems who draw their power from heat.
Can we ask why you have hair then? And why you look so human?
I was crafted with the intent to be humanoid. This is different from the other constructs. They were attempts for me to appear human, and these attempts were purposeful. I see.
Lily nods as she brings a hand to her chin.
Do you know what that purpose was? No.
Rex glances around the area casually. However, his head does a double take as he notices Conrad in the distance, walking in your direction. He begins sweating as he frantically leans over to the companion at his side.
Wiley! Conrad's coming!
Already?
She whispers back to him in alarm. Oh, it took too long with that distraction! Rex bites his nails. Dang it! If he finds us over here, we'll get in trouble! We haven't even had time to ask about my next opponent! Geo tilts his head.
Opponent? Are you a participant in this tournament?
That's right. I'm going into the welterweight bracket next. First golem already took a lot out of me. I'm feeling pretty anxious about this next one.
Welterweight. If I recall correctly, those golems are quite durable. However, they are limited by their long range. In close combat, their targeting capabilities malfunction. However, be cautious of their punches. As beings made entirely of sturdy metal, they can deal a great deal of damage to an opponent that's not paying close attention to their attacks.
So stay close to him and dodge their physical attacks? I can do that. I think.
I wish you luck. If you succeed, then I suppose I will see you in my arena inevitably. Thanks for the advice, Gio. That was really nice of you. I have another fight to enter. I need to go.
The glimmer in his eyes vanishes as he starts to walk away. He doesn't seem eager to return to the arena.
Hang on, do you have to? You don't seem happy.
The golem does not answer a question directly.
I recommend that you leave before you are caught by Conrad. He will not be happy to see you speaking with me. Farewell. Thank you for the enriching conversation. Lily.
She introduces
Lily.
herself.
And what about you?
I'm Rex.
I see. Rex. Farewell. Lily and Rex.
With that, Gio departs.
Oh, we better leave the area before Conrad catches us.
Huh. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I know I totally how to win this fight! Well, I just gotta put it in practice. I totally know how to win this fight!
See, have more confidence. Bring back the Rex I was with when we
What do you
first
mean?
entered
I'm
the woods.
plenty confident. I never lost confidence.
My bad. You're doing great. Keep it up.
I'm perfectly confident.
No, I know. You're doing great. Woo!
Excuse me, Rex? A woman interrupts her conversation suddenly. Her appearance causes you both to jolt in alarm before you realize who she is. One of the event coordinators, Ophelia, looks between the two of you with her clipboard in hand. You are Rex, aren't you? Yeah, that's me. Sorry. She shakes her head at your antics. Your next fight within the welterweight bracket is going to begin soon. Already? Please report to your respective arena as soon as possible. There's several other contestants who have already started their fight, so you'll be in the only empty arena we have. Yeah, right, yeah, I'll be there in a second. Ophelia notes something down on her clipboard as she begins to walk away. She makes a mark next to Rex's name as she leaves, and he becomes visibly worried about her movement. Lily gives Rex a thumbs up.
Gio already gave you the key to that golem. All you gotta do is stay calm and beat it. You got this.
You're right, yeah, I got this, yeah. So what will you do in the meantime?
I'll try to figure more about Gio from a distance. He should be going into another round soon, so I'll see what I can learn just by watching.
Smart thinking. And good luck with that.
Alright. And good luck on your fight!
Where are we going? Oh boy. Alrighty, big golem, big. Are you sure that's the? You sure that's the guy? He looks big. That. Okay. Hey. Come here oft. Oh gosh, okay. His head's the size of my torso. I have 8 minutes. Okay, awesome. Great. Gotcha. I don't look forward to that. I'm ready. Okay. Yeah. Let's go. Oh no. Hey, guy. You look friendly. Ah! Ah! Okay. I get it. You've made your point. Ow! Ow! How do you order the last guy? No. Ah! Okay, ow. Healing! You think you can just take me down? No! Ow! Oh gosh! Go back! Back! No! Go down! Blow up! How am I supposed to knock you over? You are big! Come on! Ah! Come on! Ugh. Yes! Yes! A single clean hit! Yes! You bucket of bolts, you do get damaged! Alright, crap. This hard. Alright, I just gotta dodge his attacks better. That's all I need to do! It's just that easy. It's just that easy. So simple. So clean. Yeah! This guy hits like a freight train. I thought the last one hit hard. Ah! These explosives, are these safe? No way! No way! Stop! This guy sucks! His head stepped to the side. Did I knock it out of place? He's just limp. You grimace as you rub your arms and limp off to the side. You can only take so many hits before it starts to affect you. Several olden guards start to escort the damaged golem away from the arena, while an overseer assists you down the steps toward a log bench. It doesn't take long before London rushed to your side, her brow furrowed in concern. Are you okay, Rex? I definitely had better days. Ow! London withdraws her hand quickly after you exclaim in pain. She gulps. Don't worry. I'll fix you up right now, okay? She begins the process of healing you. She makes sure to be careful around some of your more sensitive injuries. You feel the pain melt away and you sigh in relief. That's much better. She glances up at you. She heals your leg. Despite the injuries, the match was outstanding, she comments. I noticed a number of the other participants struggling against that golem's range. I'd have to agree, her voice says. You grit your teeth as Vincent steps over the log to stand next to London. He narrows his eyes at you. How did you know exactly how to counter it? Wouldn't you like to know? He blinks. Yeah, I think I would. I haven't seen you watching any of these matches, and yet you seem to know what to expect the minute that you stepped into the arena. You were definitely composed. London nods in agreement. I just got some good advice. Of course you did. Vincent hisses in a rage. Advice can make all the difference in a fight. London smiles. Who would give you advice? This is supposed to be a tournament. A competition, Vincent points out. Don't tell me you're making friends with your opponents. You're not too far off with that. Ugh! I think that's lovely. London giggles at Vincent's tantrum. There's no reason why participants can't help one another, right? Every child of Unity deserves our respect. Vincent hesitates at her words, and eventually just huffs through his nose. I suppose you're right, Miss Remington. However, I doubt even friendship or advice will make a difference against the final golem. Says who? I've watched so many opponents go against Geo, Vincent says. There is no amount of advice that could prepare you for this battle. You're just saying that? You cross your arms. You can't fool me, Vincent. Then let me give you some advice, Fixer. He leans over to look you in the eyes. Even the strongest participant in this tournament lasts 30 seconds. Tops. You joking, right? Do I look like I'm joking? That golem is incredibly powerful. Mages like you don't stand a chance, and even seasoned guards and professional hunters eventually fall to its superior strength. You gulp back your anxiety in an attempt to hide it. London's eyes subtly narrow in your direction. Well, Geo hasn't met me yet. You do your best to laugh despite your concern. Your brow gives away your nervousness. Vincent smirks. Keep telling yourself that, Fixer, he mutters. Perhaps you'd like to go and get our participant a glass of water, my prince? London looks back up at Vincent quickly. Her smile seems a bit more thin. Vincent looks at her in surprise. Me? It's fine, London. I don't need any water. He's fine. Vincent motions to you. He looked quite concerned, London counters. No doubt you were worrying him. I was just trying to help him, he says sweetly. I can be helpful too. He should be thanking me. Allow me to thank you for your assistance in his stead, then, she replies. Oh, please, Vincent shakes his head. He kneels down next to London and takes her hand. There's no need for that. Say, now that the fixer's feeling better, perhaps I could treat you to... I'm all right. But I appreciate the sentiment. He hangs his head. Okay, then. Maybe some other time? Maybe. Shut it, you! Vincent snaps in your direction. He stands back up and dusts himself off. Forgive me for trying to tell you the cold, hard truth. If you refuse to listen to me and go into that final fight blindly, then I look forward to watching you lose. He storms off in a huff. London ignores him as she levels her gaze on you. Just try to focus on recovering for now, Rex, she says. You have plenty of time before your next fight. Is there anything you need? I just need a minute. Thanks, London. Oh, my limbs. Oh. Lily, what's good?
Are you all right?
Just sore. A little bit, everywhere. But it's fine. Lily storms over to Rex in London in a rage.
There you are. I was looking for you, though.
Dad! Whoa, Lily, what's that face for? What happened?
Conrad happened.
Lily kicks a rock.
He's a total jerk.
Explain?
Conrad got angry at Gio for talking to me, and he's treating him like utter trash. So, now I'm ticked off about that, and I'm ready to fight him in a bracket.
Rex is taken aback by Lily's response. Well, okay, Lily, I get it, but maybe take a breather. There really isn't much we can do. Lily sighs and tosses her hair back.
I guess that's true. But it doesn't feel right.
It's fine. As long as we keep getting info, we'll be able to figure something out.
Just gotta figure out how to deal with that anti-magic stuff.
What?
Well, apparently Gio can empower himself by absorbing magic. I know that's not good news, but that's all I really know about how he fights. With Conrad breathing down his neck, it's hard to learn anything more.
London considers your answer before sighing. In that case, they'd probably recognize a pattern if we tried to damage another golem and blame it on someone else. For our next scheme, we'll have to think outside the box and do something we weren't expecting. You both look over at her with strange expressions.
London? What are you doing?
X tilts his head. London seems almost eager as she describes the facets of your next scheme. She looks back up at you both in confusion. What do you mean?
Well, I didn't say that we were going to try to talk to Gio again.
She stares at you in surprise, before slapping a hand over her mouth. Oh, but I thought, since that's what you wanted last time, I just... She stumbles over her words. You're pretty excited to try another trick. Don't be ridiculous, she laughs off your response. Such trickery is so sophisticated, and it's entirely inappropriate for a priestess. You make it sound like I was already making a plan while I was waiting around or something. I mean, back when we first met, you were the one who said, screw the rules and go to the chapel anyways. You seem pretty excited to be rebellious. I did not take that back right now, she blushes brightly. Besides, it was hardly a rebellious act. It didn't even break any rules at the end of the day. I guess not. Darn. Moment of silence before Lily clears her throat at London.
So, do you have a plan to talk to Gio again?
Maybe I do. But I assure you this is the last time I'm ever making a plan and going along with your antics.
Somehow I doubt that. But give us the plan anyways.
All right. She leans forward, immediately becoming excited once more. Lily, since you're the one who wants to talk to Gio, you'll be the one to go ahead while Rex and I sit back to keep up the distraction. This time, we'll have to go for something a little more serious without tampering with Olden's equipment. If we cause a big enough scene, they'll be forced to intervene, and therefore, they won't have the manpower to defend Gio. Good thinking. So what are we gonna do? That's for me to know and for you to find out. She winks and places a finger over her lips.
Just don't get anyone hurt or something.
Of course not. London shakes her head. My plot is entirely harmless, although it may cause a decent amount of distress.
Okay, the distress is fine if it means I can keep talking to Gio without getting caught. Conrad is going to be the main problem.
There will be a problem even he can't ignore. But we'll have to do this fast before any more of Gio's matches start. Well, when's his next one? Well, Gio just completed a round, actually, so he should be free for the next couple of minutes if you move quickly.
Shoot! We gotta go now!
Okay, Rex says as he stands as well. London and I will go back and cause our distraction. You just try to find Gio, Lily. We'll meet back up after.
Okay, sounds good.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Okay, distraction. Where is that? Okay. A forest fire would be a pretty good distraction, but it also hurt people, so not that one. Here? He didn't go very far. You and London walk out to the center of the festivities, where a majority of the Olden guards are located. You see Conrad speaking to a couple of overseers nearby as well. London places her hands on her hips confidently. Perfect. Plenty of witnesses, she mumbles to herself. And it's located far enough away from the heavyweight arena that they should be none the wiser. So, what are we doing exactly? We're going to cause a scene. Only this time, someone very important is going to fall ill and demand the attention of everywhere at the venue. How are we going to manage that? You tilt your head in confusion. Are you a good actor, Rex? Maybe? Wonderful. In that case, just play along. Without any warning, London places her hand on her forehead, as though she just came down with a horrible headache. She wobbles on her feet and dramatically falls into you. You yelp in surprise and support her fall. London? She coughs weakly and dips her eyes back into her head. I feel so faint, Rex, she murmurs quietly. Your eyebrows rise. So that's her game. I see. Hey, someone! Help! You shout into the crowd desperately. The High Priestess in training just fainted! You call out. Dozens of citizens and guards look in your direction quickly. They begin to congregate around you in London in concern. What's going on? Is there a problem? Oh, what's wrong with the High Priestess in training? You quickly sweep her off her feet, your brow furrowed in concern. You swear that you feel her jolt at the action, and her face turns red. Is there a doctor out here? Murmurs from the crowd become panicked and shrill. How did this happen? Find a doctor! I bet this is Olden's fault! The olden guards quickly start to sweat at the accusations until an overseer steps forward. "Medic coming through! Can you help her?" You continue to hold London as the overseer approaches you both. He places a hand on her forehead carefully. "She feels rather warm," he murmurs to himself. You look down at London, worried. Her eyes flicker open and closed, and a distinctive pink blush spreads across her face. You know that she's just acting, but she plays her role well. How did she manage to make her face so warm before the medic arrived? He looks back up at you. "Do you know what happened, sir?" "No, we were just talking, and then all of a sudden she started to fall over." The overseer takes in the information and turns back to London. "Priestess, can you hear me?"
So warm.
"Do you know what day it is?"
I don't know."
The overseer grits his teeth. She may be dehydrated, or perhaps she exhausted all her energy trying to heal all of the participants. Maybe. Could someone get her some water? Good idea. You! The overseer points at one of the guards. "Go to the nearest tavern and grab a glass of water for the priestess." "As you wish." The olden guard bows respectfully before running off to grab the water. "For now, try to prop her up in the shade, alright?" The overseer orders. "Yeah, sure thing." The commotion continues as you and the overseer prop London against a tree. The guard returns moments later with a glass of water and hands it to the overseer, who attempts to carefully pour the water into London's mouth. She starts to stir and lifts her head up in confusion.
Huh? Where am I? What happened?
"London, are you okay?"
I'm not sure.
She rubs her head.
I still feel rather dizzy. What are all these people doing here? Oh dear, I didn't cause a scene, did I?
She bats her eyes innocently.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to worry everyone. I promise.
She starts to try to stand, but you notice her stumble again. You quickly hold out your hands to stabilize her, and she ends up leaning against your chest delicately. Your heartbeat quickens. "What's going on over here?" Conrad's voice rings out over the rest of the crowd, and everyone makes a path for him as he strides forward. "Conrad." "It's nothing, Conrad," the overseer speaks up. "Priestess in training, it just started to feel faint, so we were all checking on her to make sure she's okay." Conrad raises an eyebrow and gazes between you and London. "Huh. Feeling faint, you say?" He frowns. "Interesting."
I'm so sorry for interfering with your tournament, Conrad. She smiles at him pitifully. I swear I didn't mean to create such a fuss. I hope you can forgive me.
Conrad frowns. "Pretty convenient, don't you think? Causing a scene right after my heavyweight golem got out of a round. Do you think I was born yesterday?" "Conrad, there's no need to become so aggressive." The overseer narrows his eyes. "This is a high priestess in training you're speaking with. Do you think Erwin would approve of this behavior?" "Right." You and London glance at one another nervously. Conrad holds his suspicious gaze before crossing his arms. "Whatever. It seems that you have the situation handled, right? Therefore, I have no reason to linger here. I have a golem to check on, so enough wasting my time." "You're the one who chose to come over here." The overseer frowns. London's eyes widen as Conrad starts to leave. She brings a hand to her head.
I feel so hot. Could someone bring me another glass of water by chance?
Conrad's eye twitches. He turns to a nearby guard. "You, get her a glass of water. I'm a little busy here." "Of course, sir." The guard salutes Conrad and rushes off.
Oh, dang it.
The guard returns moments later with another glass of water. And slowly but surely, the crowd begins to disperse once more. You and London are left alone after a couple of minutes. The overseer concludes that London is stable and returns to his other duties, moderating the fights. London frowns.
Conrad didn't even hesitate to leave. I can't tell if he was smart enough to see through our act or foolish enough to convince himself there was an act out of sheer paranoia. Hopefully we brought Lily enough time. I don't see her around here, though.
Yeah. Wonder where she is.
You weren't bad, Rex. You certainly sold the act with your shouting. Well done.
You grin at her. Right back at ya. You even had me convinced at one point. You're surprisingly good at this. She hums, and her face turns red once more.
I have no idea what you mean. It was nothing. Just a fluke even. Yes, nothing more.
Now that it's over, though, we should go and check on Lily. Rex! Is there a Rex around here? A voice calls from the heavyweight arena. Your fight will commence shortly. Please report to the arena for some last-minute paperwork. Your heart sinks. You almost forgot about your fight with Gio. You're not ready to fight him yet? Without any suitable information on Gio, how are you possibly supposed to win? You're relying on Lily to help you out with this fight, but you nothing. London notices your anxiety heighten. She quickly stands up and takes your hand.
You can't keep them waiting, Rex. It'll make a scene. It'll make our scene just now look more suspicious. Don't worry, I'll look for Lily, alright? I won't let you go into that fight without suitable information. Trust me.
You promise?
I promise. Now go. Don't worry, I'll handle it.
Thanks, London. Cool. Great. Fantastic, even. Ooh. So many people fighting.
Oh no, he is riding him. No!
This is the place. You walk back over to Gio's arena, where Ophelia and a number of guards are waiting. However, your attention shifts when you notice Alice sitting nearby with an ice pack on her face and an enraged glint in her eyes. Alice? You rush to her side to check on her. Her leg jostles up and down in anger, and there's a residual shine in her hair and eyes. The ice in her grip is melting rapidly and turning the ice pack into nothing but a bag of water. Are you alright, Alice? What happened? Ah! She throws her head back. It's that stupid golem! I swear he's invincible! He wasn't even flinching! You don't say. How are you supposed to win against something that doesn't take damage? She shouts before wincing. She rubs her leg in pain. Ugh, this sucks. She tosses the bag of water to the side. At least no one else has been able to beat him either, so the cash prize is still up for grabs. I'll go through this entire tournament again if I have to. I'm getting that money, Rex. I believe in you. You grimace. I think I'm up against Gio next. You tell her. Oh yeah? She raises an eyebrow. Then you'd better beat him into the ground and win us that money, Rex. Don't fail me this time. She pauses. No pressure or anything. Ha! Right! Yeah! None at all! You turn your back to Alice without another word. You try to keep the forced smile on your face, but as soon as Ophelia passes you, the extra paperwork for you to sign off on before your encounter with Gio, your glee fades. You mindlessly complete the last steps before your fight, before starting to wander away from the scene. You can hardly even hear Ophelia as she informs you of your fight time in the next 15 minutes. Be sure to be back at this arena before your fight begins. Good luck, she states. Yeah, I'm gonna need it. Oh. Alice couldn't beat it? The reporter's here. London's gonna be watching. Vincent would rub it into my face.
It's fine. I just gotta come up with a strategy. Right? That's it. Just a strategy. Crap, I'm so screwed. No, okay. I just gotta focus. No magic, so that gets rid of all of my arsenal. And I gotta use just a sword? I never finished training with Aisha! Oh, crap. Okay, crap! I can't do this. I thought I smelled desperation and failure in this direction. You groan at the sound of Vincent's voice behind you. You slowly turn to glare at him tiredly. Man, what are you doing out here? Are you following me or something? Well, there's not much else to do. He crosses his arms casually. The other fights aren't nearly as entertaining. He stares at you in confusion. Besides, I can ask you the same question. Your fight with the heavyweight golem will start any minute now. So what are you doing pouting in the middle of the woods? I'm strategizing. That's a bold-faced lie. You strategize. Ha! Don't make me laugh. You don't have the brains to create a suitable strategy. You clench your fists. Cut it out, Vincent. I'm really not in the mood. He stares at you for a moment. Slowly, his countenance shifts as he realizes how serious you're being. Why not? Just beat it. I don't have to explain myself to you. You huff as you cross your arms and look away from him. He rolls his eyes. I'm genuinely trying to ask you a question here, Rex. Can you stop acting like a child for 5 seconds and explain? Child! You're standing there throwing a temper tantrum, he says as he walks forward to stand directly in front of you. You can't even avoid his gaze anymore. Quit being stubborn and just spit it out. You grimace. Trying to figure out how to beat Geo. Obviously, I already knew that part. I want to know why this time your game plan is to mope. What happened to all that limitless optimism from earlier today? Well, it disappeared when I heard that no one's beaten him yet. You cross your arms. Not even Ellis could defeat him. She struggled in her fight and ended up getting hurt. To top it all off, apparently, can absorb magic or something, and it makes him stronger. Magic is my entire thing. I feel like I can't do much outside of that. So what am I supposed to do? How do I go into this fight and come out of it without embarrassing myself? Vincent stares at you, clearly unsure of how to react. You're the fixer of heroin. What more could you possibly do to make a mockery of yourself? I can look stupid in front of London. He double takes. The High Priestess in training. You care that much about her opinion? I mean, you try to backtrack. It's not just her, it's everyone. I'm the fixer. I can't just look bad or else people stop believing in me or something. They'll just laugh at me. You hang your head. I don't know how to get around that without winning. But I don't know how to win when I can't use my magic. I'm stuck. You happy now? Is that what you wanted to hear? Vincent doesn't respond. A moment passes before he speaks again. Take out your sword. What? You look back at him in confusion. Why? Just do it, fixer. Okay. As soon as you draw your sword and point it at him, he suddenly draws his rapier, and before you can blink, the clanging of metal resounds through the woods as your sword flies to the side. You stare at it before turning back to Vincent. Pick it up. What? What the heck was that for? Just pick it up. You scowl before reaching over and picking your sword back up. The very second you straighten yourself up in front of him, Vincent swings his rapier across his body and wrenches your sword from your grip. He grabs it out of the air as it flies past him. Dude! He drops your blade in front of you and returns to his original position. Pick it back up. No! The idiot! I'm trying to show you something! He barks. Now pick it back up already! You pause and stare at him in confusion. All right. Fine.
You lean over and pick up your blade once more. He sighs in relief as you obey his command. He steps forward slowly and holds out his blade. There are several different ways to disarm an opponent, he explains. However, the one I just showed you a moment ago is one of the most effective, as it allows you to enter close combat and take your opponent's weapon for yourself, rather than just tossing it to the ground. He slows down his movements, showing you step by step how he wormed your sword out of your hand. Start the encounter with a bind, just like this. Then adjust your position to move to your opponent's side. Lift your sword up by sliding it up this way and raising your hilt, see? Now take their blade under your arm, keeping your body parallel to the flat edge of the blade, and use your own free hand to force their wrist here. You watch him carefully as he steps away and sheaths his rapier. Simple. How did you... There are different measures of strength than just magic. Sure, the hot-headed girl you run around with may be powerful, but she was never going to win against something that uses your magic to its advantage. So, if you can't use magic, use something else. I suck with a sword, you admit as you put away your own blade. Then it's lucky for you that I have prolific expertise. Maybe you could share some more of that with me sometime. He sputters in surprise. But why in a REM would I do that? You just did, you point out. Plus, if you're as good as you say, you probably know tons of things I don't know. I want to learn all I can so I can get stronger. He stares at you in disbelief before scoffing. We'll see. You need to remind you that we're still not friends, Fixer. I'm only doing you this favor so you don't give up and drop out. How else am I supposed to watch you get your butt kicked by Geo? You sure this is gonna work? Look, everyone in that competition is so preoccupied with themselves that they're only focusing on their next fight. Me? I've had the misfortune of being stuck watching everyone else fight all day. He points in the direction of the arenas. I've seen enough people lose to that thing that I'm fairly certain no one can beat it conventionally. Not when it has that weapon in its hand. But here's the thing, Rex. No one's tried disarming it yet. After all, how do you even normally disarm a golem? This is such a unique encounter that it demands a unique approach. He crosses his arms and looks at the ground. I can't guarantee that this will work. But if you manage to execute it successfully, it could be the key to victory. At the very least, this is the technique I think has the best chance of succeeding. In the distance, near the arenas, a voice calls out your name. Rex! Where's Rex? This round starts in 5 minutes. Vincent sighs. That's your cue. I wish you luck. He pauses. I mean, I hope you fail! You don't stand a chance, so at least put on a good show for me to laugh at. Sure, Vincent. Thanks for your help. I wasn't helping you! Alright. Let's do this. No magic. Just sword. No spells. I can do this. Huh? That's Lily and...
Coming in with a sword. Hey!
Hey. Fenris, London, and Lily all rush over to meet Rex as he returns from his distant spot in the woods.
There you are! We were looking for you.
Sorry. Rex rubs the back of his neck. To clear my head before my match.
Are you okay?
I think I am, actually. I'm ready to take him on. Speaking of taking him on, London follows up his statement. Lily, did you learn anything new by speaking with him?
Yeah, he has something called a mithril core. That's how he nullifies magic. He uses the energy from spells to make him stronger. And honestly, I don't know how to counter that, but I have a different plan going into Rex's match.
What do you mean by that?
This might sound crazy, but hear me out on this, okay?
She puts up her hands as she starts to explain. Lily goes over her plan in detail to the group. Fenris nods alongside her, and London seems highly concerned, making the occasional glance in Rex's direction. Rex initially looks at her in surprise, but becomes more and more contemplative as she continues talking.
And that's basically it.
I get it. But how do you know that's gonna work? Or that Conrad would even agree to it?
I'm making an educated guess based on what we know about him. He's arrogant, so he might be able to accept just because of his pride. Given his behavior, it wouldn't surprise me.
Fenris crosses his arms. So what about my match? What happens to it?
The match itself shouldn't change. It's only the outcome that will.
Alright. Rex slowly begins to understand.
You're okay with this?
I think so. I was already pretty set on winning this match, so nothing's different there.
But there might be more on the line if you lose.
So what? There was plenty on the line already. But it's not just about the prize. I'm gonna win this match. Because I want to. Not because I have to. That's a good way of looking at it. London smiles at him. Someone's gotten quite confident during his trip into the woods, Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this.
Then, let's not waste any time.
Lily puts
We
a
should
hand
go-
on his shoulder.
We should go and find Conrad before your match begins.
Roger that. Well, speak of the devil.
Yeah, not too hard to find.
You all walk with Rex to Gio's arena, a new conviction shining in your eyes. London stays by Rex's side as he tries to take calming deep breaths before his encounter. Fenris, on the other hand, sticks close to Lily, while he struggles to keep up with her quick strides. Conrad stands near Gio's arena. He looks over Ophelia's shoulder as she marks a couple of participants off their roster, no doubt due to their failure to defeat Gio. 4 Olden guards surround the area protectively as Gio himself stands in the center of the arena, casually staring up at the tree branches above him.
There he is. Let's go, guys.
Lily rushes toward Conrad quickly, just as he starts to walk away from Ophelia.
I don't know why I thought that was an Ophelia line. Sorry, my bad. Hey, you!
She shouts toward him. He looks back at your group curiously and sighs. What is it this time? I have a tournament to run, girlie, he says to Lily with a condescending tone. I don't have the patience for you and your troublemaker friends.
We're not here to cause trouble. We're here to strike a deal with you.
A deal? He raises an eyebrow. What kind of deal?
Rex is about to go into his final fight against Gio. However, he's agreed to waive his claim to the cash reward in exchange for a different prize.
And that prize would be... Conrad massages his temple.
If Rex wins, you have to let Gio go. He won't be Olden property anymore.
Conrad chokes on his own spit. What?
We already know that the golem came from our territory. Additionally, his existence was caused by the magic of the awakening. Since our kingdom continues to suffer the consequences of the awakening, it's only fair that he remains in the place that he came from.
Ha! You're joking, right? You don't seriously believe that I'd take such a ridiculous deal? Why not? Seems pretty fair to me. Please, he waves you away dismissively. You're just trying to get your hands on my war machine for your own personal gain.
We're trying to get him away from you. You don't treat him the way he deserves to be treated.
Quit being dramatic. He's a golem. It's not like it matters. Now stop wasting time bargaining and get into the arena. We have plenty more participants to get through today. You wouldn't happen to be afraid of losing your golem, right, Conrad? After all, you seem to be quite confident in Gio's abilities to defeat any opponent that Erowyn presents, she continues. Her ear twitches and her eyes narrow mischievously. Surely you aren't scared that Rex will defeat Gio, His eye twitches, and he wears a superficial smile.
Course not. A dread with a magic gauntlet's no match for my golem.
Then why don't you take the deal and prove it? Unless you really are scared.
Conrad's jaw trembles. Fine then! I'll show you! Gia will wipe the floor with this puny dread! That'll teach you to doubt the kingdom of Olden! He pauses. That being said, if I'm going to give away something outrageous, then it's only right that you put something valuable in the line too.
Fine. What do you want?
I want the Dread's gauntlet. That's you.
What?
And I want a full expenses paid trip to Erwin's most expensive restaurant, where I can order whatever I want. When you all start to hesitate, he laughs. Surely, you weren't scared of losing now, right? What happened to all that confidence from before? Nightly hesitates, glancing back at Rex. Rex gives her a small nod before stepping forward. Nothing happened to it. That's how you want to play, then fine. I'm down.
Rex,
Lily starts to argue.
Are you sure this is your gauntlet we're talking about? I didn't think he would stoop this low. Are you sure you want to risk losing that?
He's not gonna accept the deal otherwise. Plus, what do you mean losing it? I'm not gonna lose, so I have nothing to worry about. He gives Lily a thumbs up before looking back at Conrad. It's a deal! In that case, the arena's all yours, Rex. Conrad hisses with a sick grin on his face. Awesome! I'm ready to rumble. Let's do this!
Oh gosh. You got this!
Hey man, no hard feelings. But I'm gonna have to kick your butt.
Okay.
Okay.
Just don't get in their head. You can do it!
If I last longer than 30 seconds, I definitely can.
Okay. Okay. You got this! Keep it up! You've already lasted longer than some other people.
No magic, no magic. This guy hits like a truck!
Yeah.
He might not be that
Oh,
big,
he's
but he
not the
packs a
last-
punch!
You wouldn't be the final opponent otherwise.
Yeah, you like that? Ah!
Whoa.
Okay, well, also, he hits hard. Good to know.
You're doing great! He's holding his own.
Bring it on! Whoa! Why is he so fast? Okay. You're just full of tricks, aren't you? I just need one.
Talented.
I just need to get to a point where I can do it. Man told me how to do it, but he didn't exactly say how to get in a situation where I can. Ugh. 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 Ah. Come on then.
He's doing good.
Ugh.
Go Rex!
Now you
holding
see
his
me.
own.
Huh, now you don't. Man, you're pretty durable too, huh? Bring
Hey,
it
you
on.
did great there.
Whoa!
Oh,
I'm not finished yet! This guy really packs a punch.
You're doing great against him, though. Keep it up.
Come on. Come on. I have a plan. Come on. He's got a tight grip.
What? Holy!
Next time. It just charged up. I could
okay,
tell it was
you're doing
close
great.
that time. Come on! Give me another chance! I won't waste it this time! Bring it on! If I could fight an oversized squid, I think I could fight a gray-skinned guy! Uh-oh. Gotta be more careful. He keeps charging me like that. Eventually he's gonna knock me over.
Just keep being aware of your surroundings.
Come on. Come on. Come on!
Good dodge.
His grip is so tight! I had him that time. I almost had him that
Very
time.
well.
Come on,
You're
one
still doing
more!
good on time. Keep it
Just
up.
one more! I just need to keep wearing him out. Even Golem's got limits, right?
There has to be. You're doing great. Nice.
Grip's weakening.
Most
Let's
of the
do
fights
this.
haven't lasted this long.
You're finished.
Whoa!
Rex pants as he holds both his and Gio's sword toward the golem. The golem blinks up at him in surprise from his place on the ground. The crowd is silent.
Did he?
A participant starts to question. He did! He knocked down the heavyweight golem! He did it! Another cheers. Before you know it, the entire force is abuzz with applause and whistling. Conrad's eyes widen in range. What? That's impossible!
Rex, you did it!
I did it? He asks, uncertain. Gio struggles to his feet and brushes himself off.
I am not sure how you managed to do this without proper training, but you have bested me.
Nyx's eyes start to glitter in amazement. I don't know if I'd say I had no training. Lily and Fenris rush into the arena. Lily immediately hugs Rex in excitement and holds out a hand to Gio.
Come on, Gio.
Gio blinks at her in confusion.
Come on. I do not understand. A deal is a deal. You can come with us now.
Gio shakes his head. No! Conrad interjects. There is no deal is a deal! You must have cheated! He jabs a finger at Rex. What did you do, huh? How did you defeat my golem? Rex shrugs. Hard to win against an opponent without a weapon. Once I took Gio's sword from him, he had no defense and no means for offense. Especially if I never used my gauntlet to empower him.
And that means it's your turn to cough up the end of the bargain.
You can't be serious, Conrad scowls. Those were the terms of your deal, correct? London asks with a polite smile. I believe it'd be wise of you to follow through. Isn't it common courtesy? Or perhaps you'd prefer to call it a gesture of good faith. Conrad grits his teeth. You! Gio stares at Lily.
I am confused. What is going on? We made a deal with Conrad. If Rex won against you, he had to let you go. Let me go.
Gio asks. He looks between Lily and Conrad as he processes this information slowly. You can practically see the gears in his head turning behind his eyes. Conrad fixes his hair and tries to maintain his composure. This has been fun, but I'm done playing this game with you people. Gio, we're leaving. Come here. Gio doesn't move. Gio? Come on. I said come here. We're leaving.
You made a bargain with them,
That bargain is null and void. You weren't supposed to lose.
but I did. The Kingdom of Olden must pay the price for my failure. It is only fair that you honor your end of the exchange.
The golem turns his back to Conrad.
Therefore, I will not be going with you anymore. As per the rules of the fight you set in place, I will be staying here in Arrowin.
You can't do that. You're supposed to listen to me.
I am listening to you. I am following the guidelines of the deal that you made.
Just get over here already, Gio. That idiot can reap what he sows for his arrogance. No machine is perfect no matter how powerful it looks. There will always be someone stronger than it. Maybe next time you won't be so darn overly confident in your victory and you'll learn a thing or two.
Conrad turns red in the face as Gio starts to walk to your side.
You know what? I don't think I'm happy with how this deal turned out.
Gio!
You may have won the golem, but I never said you got to keep this. Sorry, Erwin. Alden still reigns supreme.
Conrad! You coward! Get back here! Return at once!
You both rush forward as Gio stumbles for a moment, although he manages to catch himself before he hits the ground. Lily looks up toward where Conrad was standing, only to find that he suddenly vanished.
Where'd he go?
I'm afraid he's long gone by now.
Fenris puts his hands on his hips.
He took that piece and skedaddled like a coward.
Lily turns back to Gio and places her hands on his shoulders.
It's gonna be alright. Gio, just hang on. We'll find him and... You do not need to worry.
Gio shakes his head. His expression remains stoic.
I'm fine.
Fine? You have a hole in your chest!
Correct. However, such damages do not affect me like they would a human. I do not feel pain, so I am in no discomfort. Additionally, the piece that Conrad took from me was not a vital component, which allowed me to function normally. Well, then, what was it? I told you that I possessed a mithril core. That is all Conrad removed. It was the primary component his kingdom gave to me when they were trying to make me into a functional weapon.
He straightens up and looks down at the hole in his chest.
I can still function without it. However, I have lost many of my capabilities because of its absence.
So, no more anti-magic stuff?
No. But I do not care.
Gio pauses.
That being said, I will require assistance getting the hole in my chest repaired. While nothing overly significant was damaged, it seems unbecoming to have such a critical injury in my structure. I'm sure we can work something out there.
Miley sighs in relief.
Whatever. If Conrad wants to keep the mithril core, then fine. None of that matters as long as you're safe in Arrowin now. I promise we won't put you in a box or something like he was saying. You're in much better hands now.
I don't know how a box can even hold you. Without Conrad's presence, you notice a number of Olden soldiers murmuring to one another quietly, before they begin to dismantle the arenas and pack up their things. Ophelia steps up and tries to organize their movement, while several citizens of Arrowin give them dirty looks. The guard who was holding on to the cash prize just stands around awkwardly as he carries the leather sack in his arms. Oh, looks like the tournament's wrapping up now.
I guess that makes sense. They did just lose their heavyweight golem after all. Not to mention their ringleader. What an interesting turn of events.
I'll say. That was... However, Rex pauses as he notices London standing a couple meters away. She waves him over discreetly. Actually, how about you guys keep talking? I'll catch up. Have you got things covered here, Lily? Lily glances back and notices London. Just as the priestess turns away, she laughs.
Yeah, I've got it. Good work today, Rex. I'll see you in a bit.
Oh. London smiles at you as you approach her. She places her hands behind her back. That was quite the impressive fight, Rex. You had us all worried there for a moment. I told you I could beat him. And I didn't doubt you. She says. However, there's hesitation behind her words. She picks up on your doubt and crumples. Okay, I'll admit, I had my reservations, but you proved me wrong. She looks you up and down. Let me heal you up, all right? Oh, yeah, sure thing. She brings a hand to her choker, while the other hovers directly in front of you. That same pleasant warmth spreads across your entire body, and the pain from your wound slowly starts to dissipate into nothingness. Once she's done, she takes a step back to look at you happily. There. Better? Much better. You roll your shoulders. If I'm being honest, I was getting pretty worried up there too. Military training is crazy! You look down at your sword and draw your weapon carefully. London gazes down at the blade as you continue. I still got a lot to learn if I want to encounter someone like that again. Well, what about that disarming trick? You tilt your head to look behind London. Vincent is standing nearby with his arms crossed. He watches over the various olden guards and overseers cleaning up the arenas with a frown on his face. I got some advice. I don't think I would have had that fight without it. Well, wherever that fight came from, you used it well. What now? No. She answers. I return to the cathedral. Since the tournament is over, there's no need to linger, although I might make a couple more rounds just to make sure that no one else needs immediate assistance. That's probably for the best. I don't know how I feel about hanging around all these olden guys anymore. Not after what just happened. They have no reason to remain in Erewhon, and I doubt they'll be welcome much longer. You don't have to worry about them. Oh. See you around then, London. Your ear twitches and she blushes mildly. Right. See you around, Rex. She reaches for your arm, but instead opts to just walk by you and clasp her hands together in front of her. However, her tail cannot hide her happiness, as it excitedly sways behind her as she leaves. Alright. Okay. Vincent stands off to the side with his arms crossed. As you approach him, he scoffs. I'm surprised you even listened to me, he admits. For a moment I thought you would try and do things your own way. But it looks like someone finally decided to swallow his pride and admit I do know better, Well, I wouldn't go that far. Much as it pains me to admit it, you are better with a sword than I am, you acquiesce. After Lily made the deal with Conrad, I knew I could beat Geo with my own skill. Only so much you could have done against a military-trained golem, so... Thanks for your help, Vincent. He blinks at you and scowls. Never say those words again. They sound horrible coming from you.
But I'm trying to be sincere. The prince huffs and turns away from you. In that case, for the sake of sincerity, I did some thinking. Like, kind of thinking. If you're still willing, I will teach you just a few more tricks to swordplay. Wait, seriously? Yes, seriously, don't make me repeat myself. He snaps back at you. Sure. Wait, what's the catch? Why would there be a catch? Because we're not friends? I had no idea you were that bad with a sword before, he explains. And if you're going to continue getting in my way, I'd like us to at least be on equal footing. It's pitiful how you swing around a sword with no thought behind your movement. It's about as sloppy as your spell casting. But hey! And despite what you may think, I find it sickening to consider that I may have an unfair advantage against you. Therefore, I'm going to work at making sure I'm better than you for the right reasons. He crosses his arms. I don't want it to feel like I'm kicking a sick dog whenever we fight. That would just be sad. Alright then, that's what you want. You'd better not get the wrong idea. I got it, dude, and I'm on board. Anything to get stronger. You grin at him. Maybe one day I'll know how to use a sword better than you, and then I could teach you something. I doubt it, he rolls his eyes. Don't get overconfident, Fixer. You're still beneath me. I'll see you around then. Unfortunately, I swear your existence makes my life so much harder. Vincent storms past you and starts to leave. You call after him. How was my disarming? It lacked finesse. But it's a start. And with that, Vincent departs. Whew.
Like me to feel alone.
Hey.
Hey.
What a wild ride.
That's one way of putting it.
You handled everything?
Yeah.
Great. I am going to go into a coma as soon as I get home.
Yeah, you did a lot of fights, but I mean, hey, confident Rex showed up and won out like he said he would.
I'm not going to be able to get out of bed tomorrow.
That's okay. Winners deserve rest.
I'm a winner!
Yeah, you are. Do you have a winner song?
No, I don't. That was... I cannot wait at all for another competition like this. Maybe not with these guys, but some other competition. I could show off my skills and win! Oh, man. That was awesome. And hey, thanks for supporting me.
Of course. That's what friends are for. Plus, I mean, hey, you did beat out some really talented people. I watched this one mage get completely demolished by Gio in like 5 seconds flat. You were holding your own pretty well.
And that would have been me.
Well, maybe. I have more faith. You would have wisened up. That mage sent like 5 attacks before he realized what was happening.
Dang.
Not smart.
Well, I couldn't have done it without the advice, so... Yeah. Thanks.
Let's head home. All right?
Sure.
You get some rest. I really owe you one, Rex. Thank you for giving up that cash prize for Gio's freedom. It means a lot.
Don't sweat it. After all...
What?
Alice! You're looking better.
You threw away the cash prize?
Rex, run.
Yup! I'll kill you, you moron! How could you? You stupid idiot! I'm sorry!
So the golem's gone?
Yeah, the golem's gone. Hey. I didn't let them take the mithril. They just get the golem, not the stuff we put into it.
Fine. Then how is the plan?
No guards or hunters could take it on. They all went down pretty quickly, even some of the tougher guys.
Then the plan proceeds as usual.
There is this one guy, though.
Who?
Some dread with silver eyes. Goes by the name Rex.
Rex.